Yo, it's Trivelli. I'm back, and today I'm going to be ranking the quarterbacks in the AFC East for the 2021 NFL season. Now, I'm not going to be doing this necessarily based on talent. I will take talent into account, but I'm also going to be taking into account their situation, what's around them, and how they'll perform next year based on my prediction for their situation. So if you guys can, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm dropping videos Monday through Friday. I'm never slacking. Now let's jump into the action.
I'm living life like this. Maybe give a little glimpse.
So when I'm doing this list, again, I just want to say I think all these quarterbacks on this list are pretty talented in their own right. Some are unproven, some are veterans, and we just kind of have a mix of old and young here. But the main point of me doing this list is to say kind of what I predict for the offenses in general this season, and the quarterbacks are the captains of that team, so we'll have to rank them accordingly. So I'm going to start off with my number 4 quarterback on this list, which is Zach Wilson. He came out of BYU in the draft this year for the New York Jets, who of course lost out on their Trevor Lawrence lottery pick, but at least they did end up with an extremely versatile, athletic, and big frame quarterback. He can kind of be that perfect hybrid QB who can sit in the pocket and throw dimes, but at the same time can escape, get out of the pocket, move around, and make things happen with his legs. At BYU, he was able to throw a 67% completion rating, 7,652 yards, 56 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, and 162.9 QBR. Now, as a rookie coming out of BYU, he's obviously totally unproven, and we have no idea how good he can be. However, his stats at BYU were great for the most part, except for versus Coastal Carolina last year, but it seems like the Jets went out and got him some weapons with Keelan Cole and Corey Davis. I expect Jamison Crowder to take the slot spot again, and the core of the wide receivers should get the job done for the most part. Also a big fan of how Braxton Berrios played last year when he was called upon, but the reason that I'm going to rank Wilson number 4 is because everything is an uphill climb. There's zero O-line here. They were ranked 29 last year. No name running back roster with players like Ty Johnson, LaMichael P. Ryan, Michael Carter, and Tevin Coleman. I do like Wilson. I think one day with the right coaching and roster, he can become a great QB because of his size, athleticism. Like I said, he has great accuracy, but they have nothing going for them at the moment. This is going to be a rough season, but I think he'll be dependable for the Jets, and if they hang on, he'll be doing great things for them in the future. Moving on, I want to make an honorable mention before we go to number 3, because he probably won't start this year. We have to give Mac Jones an honorable mention, who had a 197.6 QBR. Bill Belichick selected this guy for a reason. He spent his 3 years at Alabama from 2018 to 2020. He had, of course, 56 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions, played really well. But the starter for this team is going to be probably Cam Newton this year, guys. We all know that. He only threw for 8 touchdowns last year, however, had really good rushing numbers. He threw 10 interceptions to 8 touchdowns, like I said, 2,657 yards, and a 47 QBR adjusted, which is really, really bad. I have to say that is pretty bad. But this isn't all Cam Newton's fault, okay? Awful receivers last year and virtually no running game. Kind of hard to blame it all on Cam. This was just an off year for the Patriots. I do expect a bounce back year, but the receivers still did not get much better, with Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar being the big offseason pickups, as well as Hunter Henry. Cam should rely on Hunter Henry to be the vertical passing threat in this offense. N'Keal Harry, Jacoby Myers, and Demarie Byrd must take a step forward, or this is going to once again be a lackluster receiving core. And if production in the receiving core does not pick up, then expect to see Cam dumping it down to James White often and utilizing the Sony Michel ground and pound, with Bill Belichick not shying away from Cam keeping it on the go as well, doing quarterback keepers. He had 592 rushing yards last year, second on the team with 137 attempts, which was tied for the most. All in all, I think they could be better with Henry and their receivers and running backs being healthy, but still a lot of ground to cover. And Cam is a beast, but he is getting older, and this team does not seem to be getting too much better. That's why I'm putting him at number 3. I hope you guys agree with this. If you do, please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Let's get to 1K so I can go live every day. We're going to number 2 with Tua Tagovailoa for the Miami Dolphins. I do believe last year he played up and down. He had some great moments, but he also looked really bad at times. 1,814 passing yards, 11 TDs, 5 interceptions, and a 52.5 QBR, 7-3 in the games he appeared in as a starter. And the Dolphins receiving core is now becoming more deep and talented. As long as the players can stay healthy, like their pickups in Will Fuller and Jalen Waddle in the draft, alongside Devontae Parker, the running backs will have to pick up the production as well. With their draft pick of Jared Dokes, I do believe that that will happen. He's super underrated, guys. Go check out his highlights. I actually spotlighted that in a draft video I did before, but the offensive line was ranked 28th. They must improve for Tua to be able to take that next step forward, which I think they will be able to do because of the offseason moves. And they did draft an O-lineman out of Notre Dame, Liam Eckenberg, so you guys need to check that out as well. And another full offseason to gel with the guys. I think this is going to be a big step for Tua. Expect him to play much less scared, more throws on the run, improve play action scheme with better deep threat options, and he needs to improve his deep ball all around and stay away from big hits. But I do believe it's Tua time in Miami. As long as he can do those things, he will be the number 2 quarterback, and this offense will flourish next year. Number 1, Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen. I do not think that this is a controversial pick whatsoever. Probably everybody agrees Josh Allen is the most talented quarterback in the AFC East, ranked with the 10th offensive line from last year, a nasty wide receiver core, nasty running backs, and Josh Allen being nasty, okay? There's a reason why I'm picking him to be number 1. With 4,544 passing yards last year, that's good for 5th. 37 touchdowns, that's good for 5th. Only 10 interceptions last year, and an 81.7 adjusted QBR, which is 3rd in the NFL. This guy was a beast, getting them all the way to the AFC Championship game, where he had a nice battle with Patrick Mahomes, which he did lose, but I do believe that the Buffalo Bills are going to be really good again this year. I don't have to tell you guys that their wide receiver core is made up of Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, Cole Beasley, Isaiah McKenzie, picking up Emmanuel Sanders. And I do believe that the running back game is going to get a little bit better this year, because I think that Devin Singletary is going to take a step forward. Zach Moss is going to take a step forward. So that by default will project the running game. And so it's not hard to tell here that Josh Allen, with his size, his athleticism, the ability to be an old school quarterback and just run people over, the ability to throw the ball deep down the field with no issues whatsoever. This guy is such a beast. His accuracy took such a huge step forward this year from previous years. If you look at his stats improving over the last 3 years, it's actually ridiculous. He's like the definition of most improved. So it's really coming down to this year, guys. I do believe that the Zach Wilson experience in the Jets is just starting, so they need to hold on. That's why he's number 4. Number 3, Cam Newton. It's not fair to say that everything was his fault last year, but will he be remaining the starter this year? Something we need to take a look at. Number 3, will Mac Jones take over? Who knows? Number 2, Tua Tagovailoa in Miami. It's Tua time. I do believe that the Miami Dolphins have a good chance of being a wild card team this year, maybe not competing with the Bills for the division yet, but taking a nice step forward. And Josh Allen, of course, number 1, king of the AFC East for what seems to be the foreseeable future. Who knows if that will change? I hope you guys agreed with this list. If you did, like I always say, please like this video. It's not that hard. Comment your thoughts. Disagree, I will respond. And subscribe for more content Monday through Friday. It's your boy Trivelli. Peace.
With the chit chat, miss me.